Good evening. Welcome back to the Man Cave. I know that we said that we were trying to get all of our footage from before that we were having those glitches with up and online. Well, that turned out to be impossible for the talisman stuff. I know that we had, some people watching to try to figure out how the talisman stuff would end. I want to start this off by saying there's going to be spoilers. Ezra and I did get through the first section of Talisman. We've actually played that now several times. We've played the second once with a couple of people, and we were able to beat that one on our first try. But because the new Talisman expansion is coming out in a couple of weeks, before everything got spoiled, we wanted to at least cover the old one. Because when we go to Gen Con, we're going to pick up the newer one, and we'll have a video about that afterwards. So tonight, we're just going to go through and we're going to open up each of the things as if we had just played the adventure. So after playing the first mission inside of, and this is called Talisman Alliances, in case everybody missed that, and it's not a standalone adventure. You must have Talisman, the Magical Quest game, 5th edition from Avalon Hill in order to play through this. And what you do when you get through the first mission, you get to open this set, or this envelope, and inside this envelope we find a card for a new character,
the Will of the Wisp.
We find 3 new cards, including a villain for the second set.
Steward of the Glade, the Infectious Wraith, and the Ancient Cairn?
Cairn, you're right.
Cairn.
And then we get this.
Trial 2.
If you recall, on the board, when you get to what would typically be the area where you got to unlock to move in to drop off the talismans, instead you put this. So this is what is on the sealed side, and it tells you how to unseal it is to get the talismans in those corners. And once we get the talismans in the corners and we're ready to go, we flip this over. So for that Will of the Wisp, that is a new character. This is the mini that goes with her card. It's right here. So that is now, and what they say is that that becomes part of your talisman game. And you can use that in either this cooperative mode, which is what Alliances focuses on, or you can go back to the regular mode and use that as one of the characters from the game. If you do, people might be like, oh, hey, where'd that come from? But like I said, this has been out for just under a year now, and I think that, making sure that everybody knows this is spoilerific, we wanted to make sure that we at least finished off the box so that people who were watching us for that got to see it.
It's a very pretty mini.
Yes, I very much enjoy the minis. And one of the greatest things about this is the scale is perfect for HeroScape or Hero Quest as well, which is another Avalon Hill property, so that makes it very, very nice, almost crossover-y. Okay, so that's the first. That's what happens when you beat the first one. So I'm going to put this stuff away. Now, at the end of the adventure, when it tells you, hey, now you can open the envelope, you get the next one. So this is what happens. This is what you're fighting at the end. It's the Nature's Wrath trial. So you're fighting a nature elemental at the end of this. The first one you were fighting a dragon. At the end of this one, you're going to be fighting an elemental. The stats are right here. And as you go through, you need to be able to get to the center. And in the regular game of Talisman, you fight a dragon. In this game, each one changes. But after you beat this, we then turn to the second envelope. And inside this envelope, we have a second new character. It is a centaur. We have, again, 3 new cards. Including another bad guy.
The Hardy Ogre, the Banshee, and the Banner of Resistance.
Yep. And the mini that goes with this set will, of course, be the centaur that goes with that character. And there she is right there. Or he is right there. Let me take this plastic thing for you. There you go.
Got a mohawk.
Yeah. So, I mean, scale-wise, he might be a little bit smaller, but he still fits on the base, so I think that's why they did that.
Yeah, he is a bit small, but
Yeah, compared to, say, the elf from the base game.
But he does still look very cool.
He does, yeah. It's a great sculpt. It's just scale wise, and I mean I can see where they had to make it fit. I mean here's the troll from the base game. So
yeah.
But and you know most of the humans, like here's the wizard. So his torso seems a bit smaller, but they had to make some allowances for the piece so that it would fit on the base and be playable. So that is the second box. Inside the second box we get this one. This is the sealed side. The
Unfettered Fate.
Yep. And then once you get to the point where you're opening it up, you flip it over, and you end up fighting
the Fallen Fates.
Yeah. So that is the second box. Once you beat the Fallen Fate, we get a new envelope to open. And inside that envelope, we have we have two bad guy cards on this one. Here's our trial.
The Revenant Lieutenant and the Emissary.
And we get a very beautiful character called the Valkyrie.
Ooh. Very, very pretty artwork.
The artwork is amazing. And here's the mini for that one. Comes in a nice protected case. And there she is right there.
She looks very cool.
Very Viking-like, I hope.
Yeah. No wings, though.
True, but the only time we see Valkyrie with wings, I think, is pretty much in Heroescape. So, Valkyrie were just warriors who brought the dead to Valhalla. So,
well, I say there need wings, and there's no wings on here.
There's
so
no wings in the one in Thor Ragnarok
because they have flying horses instead.
So
that's still wings.
So then this is our trial when we flip over on this side.
Death Deserted. And you're fighting Death's traitors, who are the Revenant Lieutenant and the Emissary.
Yep.
Who looks very much almost like Headless Horseman.
Well, he's got a head.
That's a skull-like head, though. So it's like a pumpkin.
I see. All right, so that is the third box. And at the end of beating the third trial, we get
another envelope
to open our fourth and final envelope.
Is there not another envelope after that?
There's not an envelope after this. There's a box after this because this is the final trial. The first trial didn't come in an envelope, and the second, and then all the rest.
Oh yeah, so that's for. Got it. Okay.
So here we are getting a Minotaur.
The Minotaur character, who's evil.
He's one of my favorite minis.
He's very evil, which makes sense.
And I mean, the thing is, this is what we have been missing from.
Ooh, that very.
So I'm
very muscular.
Very pleased that these are the right scale to go into a Hero Quest adventure as well, because the Minotaur is what's missing from Hero Quest all along. Whenever you're in a cavern, a labyrinth, a maze,
that's a bit ridiculous.
There should always be a Minotaur.
Look at just how many muscles is. Just
yeah,
it's a little excessive.
Dude, he's part bull.
Okay, do bulls have that many muscles?
Bulls are massive.
Okay, well, it's a little excessive. He has like an 8-pack.
But in here we get an aberration. Ouch. Gravity Cull.
The Aberration villain.
And this is our
Broken
trial.
Destiny and the Gravity Cull. Trial is the Inexorable Wheel.
Yep. And once we get to the point where we're unsealing the tile, we have to fight
the Lich Lord.
Yeah.
So the Aberration. Or no?
I don't think so. I think this just goes in the villain deck.
Well, yeah. Well, because the other
The
villains...
other one did, I know. But that's... They didn't...
Ooh, it changes from the players. The 1 to 4 players, it has 3 life, and 5 to 6 players, it has 4 life.
Yeah. And another video that we saw, I think it was Always Bored, Never Boring. He talked about how he wished that the stories of these trials were more connected to the gameplay itself. And yeah, that would be nice, but overall, I think that this was a fantastic... Oh, at the end of this, we get a prize.
It's a new character.
No, not a new character.
But it's a new mini.
But yes, in this game, you can turn into a frog, or a toad, actually. And there's a toad counter. Now, instead of a toad counter, you get a toad mini.
With
horns.
Ram horns,
Yes,
for some reason.
Well, that's because it's cool.
It's
interesting, though, because those are not the horns of the Minotaur, either.
No, the Minotaur's a bull, not a ram. This is a ram.
So you get
I think the ram... Don't rams curve the front forward?
I don't know. But it's a cool mini, and I don't know, maybe this will be, maybe it's setting a precedent. We'll find out in the next box if there's another mini that helps you, that's another version of the Toad. Maybe at some point in time, if you get enough of the expansions, there will be a Toad for every player.
That'd be a bit ridiculous.
So far from the UK games thing, we got a picture that people have put on Discord that has to do with the Huntress Mini, which is what this is. I think the next one's called something like the Wild Hunt or something. So they showed the Huntress Mini, which looks amazing. And what do we got now? 43 days till Gen Con. So we'll get there, and we are actually signed up to play at that one at Gen Con. As a matter of fact, we're going to do a preview video when we get our package from Gen Con with our tickets and our... Well, it's got our main badge and our event tickets, so we'll talk about the different events that we're going to do, along with just hanging out at Gen Con, because I think we're only doing events for 2 days, unless we, by some miracle, place in one of the tournaments, and then after that...
we're going to win all of them.
We'll be playing demos and things at different booths, and we'll probably do some live videos from there, and then we'll do recaps from each day, too, so all that's forthcoming. Till we get there on our countdown to Gen Con, we are hoping to finish off the rest of the boxes of the of the games that we got at Gen Con last year. I think we've got about 5 boxes left. Most of them are from the same company because I got a deal if you bought a bunch. So we'll start going through those probably not next week. Next week we've got a camping trip, so I don't think we'll be doing very many videos. We might do one between now and then. Oh, we will actually. This Saturday we're going to be doing. We're going to be filming. We're going to a Heroescape play tournament thing at a game store down in Rhinelander, Wisconsin. So we might do some videos from the trip like we did the first time we tried it, and then we'll do some videos there, and we'll show off the piece that we get. So that's what's forthcoming from us. Also, I think right now we're putting us on TikTok and on YouTube. So
we're trying.
If you see us on TikTok, there's a lot more on YouTube that we're not going to be moving over, but it's there. So if you're interested in the type of thing we're doing, or you want to see some of the playthroughs that we did with the Talisman stuff, that's all over on our YouTube channel. So walk in, explore, like, visit, stay for a while, decide to subscribe. We're almost at 100 subscribers. I know that we're
very, very close.
It doesn't sound like much for some of the people that are out there and have thousands and thousands, but hey, we're a couple of guys with some phones who are just having some fun in our basement. So who would have thought we got this far? And it's been a little over a year now. And other than those, I think we had a 3-month hiatus when we had complete technical shutdown. Now that we're back, we're trying to do this more and more often. So.
And 3 months ago was what, April?
Yeah.
So that was 1 month after a year.
Yeah.
So it's, So you don't count the hiatus. We're a little over a year.
Yep. So welcome if you're new to the channel. Hello if you're a returning visitor. We'll see you guys later this week. So until then, this is the Men from the Cave saying have a good evening.